So we were finally back home from Florida. We got in at about midnight last night, and I wanted to step outside and take a look at all my plants. I watered them real deeply Tuesday morning before we left, and these two that I've been having trouble with, I actually had in the screen room underneath the grow light, but I had the grow light off for the entire time. Looks like the 7-pot Primo has finally started to grow. It was the exact same size as this Red Savina. This Red Savina is finally getting some new growth. You can see where that green hornworm had been eating this up, so it's finally coming back. But for this one, because it hasn't had light in a week, I'm not sure if it's legginess or not, but I don't think it is, because it's getting some little branches in there. Should actually be finally coming out. It's not as dense as it used to be, but I can attribute that to it not really having any light. So that's these two plants. I'm gonna get on outside real quick and I'll show you what those look like. So I'm back outside. Here's the garden. Here's my monster tomato plant. This is a Cherokee Purple. This is one of those grafted tomato plants. It's actually had quite a bit of damage. This fell off a couple weeks ago. That was a humongous branch, and this guy fell off. It's got a lot of damage from boxworms. You can see these tomatoes right here look pretty bad, but that's not really the point of this video. Okra and a bunch of herbs there in the middle. So here is my ghost pepper plant. Came back to a whole bunch of ripe chilies. This guy right here is incredibly red. It looks amazing. So that's what these guys look like, fully ripened. I'm gonna give one of these a crack today because I haven't had them fully ripened. I'm probably gonna eat this one because it is so ripe. Looks great. Let's see. I'll step on over to the Caribbean Reds, the quote-unquote Caribbean Reds. We've got some that have finally fleshed out to a deep red. It's really good. Sorry, the glare from the sunlight's not really helping y'all see the ripeness of these. Very, very nice and red. That is definitely what a Caribbean Red would look like anyways. And then, of course, these guys that are ridiculously loaded. I've had the same chilies on there for a very long time, and they've not started ripening yet. This one's starting to lean a little. It's so weighed down from all the chili peppers. Okay, so hold on just a second. So this was my Serrano plant that I've topped. It's very nicely bushed. It's got a lot of peppers on it. Here's that ghost pepper plant that got real sick. It's pushing out some peppers. It had a bunch of stuff like this all over it, but it was much more widespread. See if I can get y'all to, like those right there. It was originally all over the plant. And of course, this crack from it being over moistured, but it's trying to bounce back. So these guys have grown like crazy. That's one of the Cayenne Carolinas. It's pushing out branches in the middle. It's doing real good. It's split. Looks like I have my first flower coming in right here in the middle. See if I compare that to the other Cayenne Carolina. It's shorter, it's more dense, the leaves are not nearly as big or as green. but it looks to be far more mature. It's got branches, like actually branches coming out all over the place. It looks great. Let's see, that's the serrano plant that I topped so that it can match the other one. I'm not really interested in having chilies from that immediately, so I'm really not concerned about it. Here's the Dorset Naga. First flower. Let's see. Try and get y'all to see it. Right there in the middle of the screen. Chocolate habanero. Chocolate habanero is doing a lot better. It's got branches coming out of the middle. I think it's got a 1/2 inch thick stem, or a 1/2 inch thick stalk. It's going nuts. This is my Butch T Trinidad Scorpion. It has one pod I can see coming out, a bunch more flowers, nice thick stalk. See the Fatale. Red Savina habanero. Now some of these may look odd. They may look like they have a lot more foliage up top. This is my Jamaican red Scotch bonnet. Here's my first Scotch bonnets coming in already. These were flowers when we left for vacation, so they're coming in. And there's the ghost pepper plant y'all gave me. I'm gonna repot this. I'm not happy with the soil that it's in. Let's see. So a lot of these may look kind of funky, like they have more foliage up top than on the bottom. That's largely due to let's see, where's the plant that had the problem originally? Believe it was the Fatale. It had all the leaves on the lower half of the plant, all the large growth leaves had issues like this. You can see this leaf, like it's kind of rotting. Looks like it's got some bacterial funk, but it was all over it. Let's try to get y'all another example. See the serrano plant? That leaf right there. So I've been cutting them off, or I did right before we left. You can see this all over these leaves. So I'm gonna have to go through here today and take them off all of these plants because they're kind of looking a little sickly in some parts. The serrano's getting it pretty bad. You can see a bunch of yellow leaves. You can see some of the leaves just deteriorating, especially right here in the middle. Again, I apologize. I don't know how well y'all can see this, but I've got some doctoring up today, and of course, I also have some harvesting today. I'm gonna wait until closer to dusk, and I'm gonna water them real deeply. I think either today or tomorrow I'll be running out and getting some quality soil instead of that generic just topsoil and just adding stuff to it. I'm going to get some actual quality soil. So look at these leaves. See this one right here? Try to get you guys a better shot. It's stuck in the shadows. I'm not getting a good shot of it. I'll just go ahead and pull it off so y'all can see it. See this? It just looks bad. Got a pod that's aborting right there. I'll just go ahead and pop that off. So that's what I've got going on so far. I'm gonna taste one of these habaneros today and see if the flavor developed late. So they look really good. They're really, really deep red. And of course, I'm going to eat one of these ghost peppers. I really want to compare it to the others, so I'll take a video of those. And depending on whether or not, Jonathan, whether or not I can get out your way, I would like to eat that mystery pepper up there at your house. But if that's not going to be a possibility, I'm just going to go ahead and eat that here today. So there could be a potential of me eating 3 chilies today. So that could be fun. Oh, by the way, these ghost pepper plants are supposed to be the same. But you can tell by the way these pods look. Look at that. These are like the ones that I see the British reviewers reviewing. The real pimply, real gnarly. Look at those. It looks sick. But then there's this one coming in. It's smooth. This thing's got some pretty janky genetics going in it right now. Some of these just look crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some work done on all this, try to kemp it all up. So that's the update for now. See you in a little bit.